Thank you. So welcome all the devotees. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya Sudarshan ki jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Bol. So let us begin with our Mangala Charan. So please join with the prayers. Om Agnanatimrandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavad-gītā. So the verse is from the 16th chapter, 19th and 20th. Somebody would like to read the shloka and the translation? You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Bhagavad
Kalyani
Gita
Mataji.
16.919. Tanaham dvishata kruran samsareshu naradhaman kshipamyajasram ashubhan asureshveva yonishu. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So next verse is 20th one. So somebody would like to unmute and read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Preeti Mataji.
Asurim yonimapanna muda janmani janmani mama aprapeva kaunteya tato yantaya adhamam gatim. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So again, the topic is about the transformation of the soul. So we are continuing with that. So here in these two shlokas, Krishna is mentioning how the different souls for other individuals have been casted into different types of species and how they are suffering. So this chapter basically talks about the divine and the demonic qualities. And previously in 15th chapter, mostly he has spoken about the divine qualities of the individual. Now, in this chapter, he mentions about the demonic features. So we will see how this chapter explains about the lowest among all the the humans. So from the Padma Purana, yeah, you would have seen or heard that there are 84 lakh species. So so many 8 lakh. So 84 lakh species. Out of that, 4 lakh species, especially the human forms which has been mentioned. People often are misled or misunderstood that these the human forms are especially for the different like Chinese or Indians, like that. They think, some people think like that, but Prabhupada mentions that these species are not exactly the way they are born. It's the consciousness, how they have developed. So it's an evolution of different people who are born with a different consciousness, and how they are going to lead a life with that particular consciousness. So in one sense, we were in a different consciousness, and how we have developed, and we are trying to get into, probably, we are always praying that this should be our last life, but we are not sure that how the divinity will play, or what will be our next life. So as a devotees, as a practicing devotees, we are trying to develop a consciousness that in case we are born in the next life, it should be of a pure consciousness, that we will be best among the men. uh, what I'm trying to say is, the top class, a top Vaishnava. Okay, so that is the, because to become a devotee, it takes a lot of time. As Srila Prabhupada mentions that, if one is very serious, very, very, very serious, it takes at least, he said, for my disciples, they're very serious, then it takes 3 lifetimes for them to go back to Godhead. And it takes many births if you're not serious. So we are not sure, if we are not serious, then we are not sure how many births we have to take, and then we get a chance. Getting a chance itself is very difficult. We see across, in our day-to-day life, many people, that people try to preach, and we display, we display our books. We call them to the temple. You have seen among your friends, your relatives, you try so much, but still they're hesitant, or they don't allow themselves to come and give a chance to. So what I'm trying to say is, even though we get a chance, we are not interested. So somehow we are, by the Lord's mercy, by Guru's mercy, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have come in touch with the devotees, and we have got this inclination to be in Krishna consciousness. So here Krishna is mentioning about the person who is envious and mischievous, and he mentions about dvishataha, dvesha, basically dvesha, and krura. So we understand these words, dvesha and krura. So these kind of living entities, the special word which is used is Srila Prabhupada, perpetually. That means he makes sure that they are into the material existence in the various demonic species of life. Now, one may ask, so what does this mean? The various demonic species of life, it can be even as a human also, not only as animals. Definitely animals, they do not have the inclination or the chance to inquire about the Lord or practice anything as a bhakti process in their existing bodies. But as humans, we get this chance, and human body is the only available resource, or the source. One can go back to Godhead, so that they can end the material suffering. Um, we are all struggling. I'm struggling. You're all struggling. We are all dragging our bodies daily, just to survive. To maintain the body, we are doing so much that we can understand. In the class, we will understand, but after the class, we'll end up in thinking about the body itself always, to earn money, to buy so many things, to cook food for ourselves. So if you see the whole day, my entire energy, my time which is there, it is going into draining out into maintaining myself and my family. So this is the harsh reality of the life, that I spent so much lifelong, just to maintain myself. So that's why Srila Prabhupada, you see in his verses or the purports or the lectures, he will always mention about eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, because we are all circling around these 4, the cycle of birth and death. We are between that, and we are always focusing on that, and we try to justify our way of life in that way. And somebody is lower grade and somebody is higher grade. Somebody is rich, they get nice recognition. Somebody is poor and not good in positions, so they get not much attention. So there's a struggle of everything, if you see, in the life. But in here, the instructions what Krishna is giving is how everybody is suffering, and there's more suffering. At least now we have got this human life. At least we understand this. But the souls which are going down and down into different species, they don't understand that they are suffering. At least we have the discretion, we have that intelligence that we are suffering. So there are many people who are suffering, but they don't know how to get out of it. And somebody tries to preach, they reject. So this is how it is happening. But what Krishna is trying to say is, if somebody is put into this, it is very difficult to come out. This asuric life, the birth which is given, it is very difficult to come out. That's why he says such persons can never approach me. But if you see, the Lord is little strict here. If you see, we cannot say that Lord is all merciful. If you have to read this statement, persons can never approach me, that means he is not merciful. But Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas mention that Srila Prabhupada, especially in the purport, he mentions that this is one other way of showing mercy, because the persons who are very much demoniac, they are put into such difficulty that they somehow in some life they will come out of this understanding, and they are suffering, so that understanding will come. And especially the souls who are suffering too much, they will understand, and the souls who are too much envious, they get killed by the Lord. Now getting killed by the Lord also is all merciful. So that way, the most demoniac person also is getting the benefit of Lord himself. So that is what it has been mentioned. But that is not way Vaishnavas think, because Vaishnava always thinks that how to serve the Lord. That is another way of life. And that's the best way of life one can mention. Just a second. Yeah. So the different species now, one may ask, do these demigods or demons we heard or read the stories, do they also come under the human forms, which the 4 lakh species of humans which as well? Yes, some extent, yes, because they are higher in power. They're more powerful than us. They control us, and they're much larger in the way the way it's been functioning. We can, in a layman's language, we can understand how people are influential in this world. Some are very powerful. There's so much influence that they control so many people. So that way we can understand how the demigods or the devatas, they are also controlling the universe. Different energies they are leading. So that way they also come under this jurisdiction of ultimately they are also actually in the cycle of birth and death. In one of the classes I was hearing, so it was asked that what is the difference between Amara, because these devatas, during the churning of Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean, they are having the potion because they won and demons lost it. Now, are they becoming immortal? So definitely not. Because even the churning of the ocean, which the potion was given, the Amrita, it was not meant to be immortal, but it was meant to be immune and cure. They're immune to the disturbances of the demons. It doesn't mean that the devatas are eternal. So that is what is understood. There are different words being used for different living entities based on their longevity. For example, we have heard about Martya, we have heard about Amara, then we have heard about Chiranjeevi, okay, and we have heard about Nitya. So there are different meanings for these. Of course, if in one sense we can say Amara and Nitya or Chiranjeevi, they're all eternal, we can say. But they're, in the span of Brahma's lifetime, there's a different meaning for that. For example, Martya, a Martya can stay for a very long time. So probably he can stay for very thousands and lakhs of years. There are people in other planets who try to achieve this. Some yogis also try to achieve for a very long time. They want to live for a very long time, so they do a lot of meditation and they do the yogasanas, all the Ashtanga yogasanas they are following. So those are Matyas. And there's this the Amara. We have heard about the Devatas want to become Amara by drinking the Amrita. So what does that mean? Are they going to be immortal? No, they are going to be not being affected by the attack of the demons, because demons are always, the asuras always want to take over the control of universal affairs. So to avoid that, the Amrita has been taken, so that they are immune to these disturbances. So sometimes the devatas are given the boon that they can stay for one manvantara. So it's very long time, one manvantara itself in Brahma's day. And like Chiranjeevis, we have heard of so many Chiranjeevis. So even like Markandesh, Markanda Muni. So what does this Chiranjeevi mean? Are they going to be eternal? Chiranjeevi also means that they are given a chance to live at least a day of Brahma. A day of Brahma is many, many billions of years. So that is how it has been calculated. So one can become a Chiranjeevi. Many kalpas they can live. So that way, these living entities are given these kind of opportunity. So for that they'll have to follow procedures. They have to follow process. Of course, the Nityas are eternal, because we always hear that Nitya Siddhya, Nitya Mukta. We have heard about these words. They are eternal. So wherever they go, like Narada Muni, it doesn't matter for him, either spiritual world or material world. They are Nitya Siddhas because they keep traveling, and there's no difference for them. So they're always there. The eternal body they have. We have heard about this Narada's story also. So like this, there are living entities who are living like this. But the person who's bound into the body, to get out of the attachment, the bondage, so there's a whole process. So Krishna consciousness, the bhakti process, very easily gives the way of life, how to get out of this suffering. So we are very fortunate in that sense to get into this. If you see the story of Sagara, also there are so many descriptions which have been given. We all have all read that story of Bhagirath comes to the saving the 60,000 his ancestors, so that the Ganga can come here and purify, because Kapila Muni says that only Ganga can purify your ancestors, so they don't have to suffer. So we also, because this is a Pitrupaksha month, we are all want our ancestor to be liberated, so that we also do not suffer in the future. So there's a effect, because we are all connected to our ancestors, and we don't want further sufferings. We all have heard about all these doshas, pitru doshas, and so many doshas we'll be having. So we something happens, we refer, and somebody says, astrologer, someone, that yes, there is some dosha with you. But if you go to the proper astrologer, they'll say that you have to do Vishnu Bhakti, you have to do Vishnu Aradhana, so that your sufferings can end. A real astrologer will never recommend you to, do so many things which is unwanted, and it is further going to, dwindle into some other thing. So overall, we have to understand how people are getting doomed day by day, and when especially when you see um, uh, people suffer so much that they don't understand how to get out of it. So when we try to reach out to them, they reject because the will is not allowing them. The free will is not allowing them. So if they have that free will and the mercy of the Lord, it's great. So by the mercy of the Lord Himself, he cast His mercy on someone, then he's protected. So this is very important. That's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions this, that Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola Haya Sadhu Sangha Krishna Prema Janme Teno Puna Mukhya Anga. What does this mean? He says Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola. So Janma Moola means the very source of Krishna Bhakti is Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola Haya Sadhu Sangha. So because of Sadhu Sangha, this is the source of Krishna Bhakti. And Krishna Prema Janme. So you want Krishna Prema, you want the pure love of Krishna. What is the source of that and how does it awaken? So that is because of Teno Punaha Mukhya Anga. That same association with devotees. Teno Punaha. So Punaha means again. So again, the Sadhu Sangha develops Krishna Bhakti. The Sadhu Sangha develops Krishna Prema. So this is the Mukhya Anga. That means the chief principle. So simple and very easy to understand this process. It's only that we have to be associated with devotees. We should be associated with our Guru Maharaj. We should be associated with Srila Prabhupada always. So every day, it's a Nitya Karya. We have to do this everyday activity that we never give up on, losing out or no, today I'm not interested. It doesn't work out that way. Every day I have to give my time. So I'm giving so much time, maintaining my body whole day. So much I'm giving to my office work, 8 to 10 hours. Then you're spending time in sleeping, you're spending time in going out, buying things, you're caring for your family, all that is good. But if you don't give at least some time, at least half an hour, 1 hour in a day to listen to Vaishnavas, then what is the use of my life? What is the goal of my life? So one stage is, of course, devotees come to a stage where they pick up the chanting, they do 16 rounds, all that is there. But if there is no further advancement, so what does this further advancement? Because I've seen that many devotees, they say, or myself, if I see this comes, okay, I've done my 16 rounds for the day. I'm very happy today. But doesn't end there. I have to do something more. What is that? Okay, you have done your 16 rounds. Do something else. So there's a lot of service. So what is that service? You do hearing, you do reading. Why that is not done? So that is very important. So if everyday reading of Srila Prabhupada keeps us immune from this material misery. He himself says that these teachings of, be it Bhagavatam or Bhagavad-gītā or Chaitanya Charitamrita, so that keeps us immune from material miseries, the suffering which is there. So I have to personally take this vow that every day I have to read at least a shloka or at least a paragraph or listen to Srila Prabhupada. So that is very important. Or you can listen to, the great exalted Vaishnavas who are there in our movement also right now. We see how much they are suffering for our benefit. They travel so much, they go here and there. For what purpose? Just to uplift us from the consciousness which is going down and down, because the consciousness is going down and down every day. If you just sit, you don't do anything, the consciousness gradually dwindles into material thoughts. And naturally, thoughts are demonic. Demonic in the sense that we can turn it into negative thoughts. Of course, we get positive thoughts, but it goes down into negative thoughts always. So to get out of this, we have to associate with the great Vaishnavas and listen to them. So that's why nowadays people are not much inclined to reading books because of various sources. Nowadays, the videos are available, the short videos are there, apps are there nowadays to read books, and there are different sources. And so, but the best form is actually book. That's why Srila Prabhupada, if you see, he pushed for book distribution. Here in Mayapur, so many books go out every day. Every day in the morning, they read out the daily, the book distribution which takes place. Every day, thousands and thousands of books and thousands of devotees come here. So, and so much they are doing to preach. So every city, every town, if you see, the movement is growing day and day. People are getting this benefit. Now, the devotees who are already there, we have to become more stronger and stronger so that the next generation becomes stronger. So we have come in between. Most of us have come in between. Maybe 30s, some came 50s. We have not been trained in Krishna consciousness right from the beginning. Myself, I came after my college. During the last end of my college days, I started Krishna consciousness. Some of you started while working. Somebody started towards, after the retirement age. So we come from different experiences. But what about the next generation? Because if we see the next generation, it's very scary what they are all getting into. Right from young age, they are talking about sex. Small children, they are talking about sex life. They are talking about smoking. They are casually taking, smoking and drinking. This is a very casual thing, and larger perspective I'm talking about. So it's very scary how the next generation. We were very scared, even at the school level, to talk all these things. Only after coming to the college, we heard and read about these things. But nowadays, young children are introduced to pornography. They are very much interested. So it's very scary, the next generation. So it's very important that we teach our children right from the young age to be in Krishna consciousness and understand the life. Else, in the future, we will lose out, a lot of people, a lot of souls, and society will be definitely in chaotic condition. So that's why, if you see why Srila Prabhupada came, many people tell, yes, of course, he is an Acharya. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. But if you see on a larger perspective, Srila Prabhupada is the representative of the Supreme Lord. And as Lord mentions that he himself comes, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, or he sends his representative. The moment Krishna sent Srila Prabhupada to us, the suffering ended. If not, just think how the world would have been without Krishna consciousness. We can just imagine the other way. Now we are seeing everything green. We are seeing everything all merciful. Oh, there's love, there's prema, everything. But just think if it was not there, everyone would have been in suffering. Everyone. And we would have not known that we are suffering. We would have been completely materialistic life. If not, there was no ISKCON temple near to our areas, I would have not come to the movement. Just imagine that way. So this way of online preaching also is a boon, and the mercy of the Supreme Lord being flown to everybody, for us, for myself, and to you. So we get this opportunity to be in Krishna consciousness. So we develop this and move ahead in the way we are living, and not gradually go down to the hellish planets. Many people think that hellish planets are after this Bhuloka. No, there's Bhagavatam describes about how there are different grades of lokas, and they're much more advanced than what is there on the earth. Of course, the sun doesn't pass through after the Bhumandala, the earthly layer, but there are much more facilities, there are much more technology, advancement of civilization, so much of luxuries are there. They completely forget the Lord. That's why here he's mentioning about they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. They have so much of luxury and there's so much that they forget completely, and they're bound they're completely bound in this material world, and they'll not be able to come out. So all the Sutala, Atala, Vitala planets which are there, all those ultra luxury life, and down if you go, there are hellish planets. Hellish planets, of course, we have read in 5th canto Bhagavatam. It mentions about how people suffer for the things they have done in this life, and next life they have to suffer there. So many things, horrible things we have heard in Bhagavatam classes. So to develop this consciousness, we have to understand all these and come out of, as much as possible, come out of that consciousness of material life. So every day Nityam Bhagavata Seva is very much required, and read, hear the Lord's glories, and always take the association of the devotees. So taking the association of devotee also means we have to take the association of pure devotees. It's not just that I meet somebody in the temple, or somebody, Hare Krishna, how is this things, how much you are earning, what did you do? So that is not association. Association is what you're listening from others, the instructions. So we have to listen to the classes devotees are taking, and we have the discretion whether it is in line with sadhu and the shastra. So we have to justify that and take the right association. So this is very important. That's how we are going to incline ourselves and elevate our position, and we'll always be the Lord's mercy. We under the umbrella of Lord's mercy. So this is how we have to pray every time, that Lord, I should not be out of your mercy. I should be always under your mercy. So please show mercy on myself. That is what the daily prayer should be. So that is what I have to pray every day. So this is how I have to lead my life. Okay, so thank you very much. It's already time up. Until we meet next time. So please keep chanting and reading. These are the very source of life. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees assembled. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji.